We've got a Week 7 rematch this time. For all the AFC marbles, it's the AFC Championship. Your Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Buffalo Bills in a battle that pins the number 1 defense against the number 2 defense, with highlights on offense and high caliber players on both sides. Well, the last time we saw the Bills, we focused on the offense in that game, and we put up 31 points with nothing down the middle, 14 in the first and 17 in the fourth to shut them down with a massive dub. But even with that, Jeff Polk, he only had 1 touchdown. We gave up 2 to Josh Allen, picking him off once. Turnovers will be key. Etienne ran over 100 yards, had 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Josh Allen was their only real threat on the ground, as James Cook only had 6 rushes for 25 yards. Receiving, though, Keon Coleman was an issue. A first down, a grab, 6 for 75 yards and a touchdown. Our best was Addison, but he was held to just 3 grabs. Getting the other touchdowns were Jalen Tolbert, and for us, Levi Brown. We'll see if he gets folded into the mix a little bit more here today. And of course, forcing turnovers and getting sacks are always big. Josh Allen had 2 in that last one, with another one coming from Walker, Alford, and split between Emerson and Griffey. Meanwhile, Greg Russo had their one and only. And picking off the ball was the sophomore safety in Terrence Yancey. And returning from injury, Travis Etienne is back in your starting lineup. So as we hit the field for the final time this year in Duval, he and his team is looking to put up a big game here. Underway, it's the AFC Conference Championship. Bills returning this one down the middle, slipping one but not getting away. It'll be the 31, where Josh Allen heads on out with his Buffalo Bill offense. 36 touchdowns to just 10 interceptions for him on the year, well over 4,000 passing. And Cook isn't even out there to get this game underway. They get motion, making it an empty set, and the diving grab attempt is off the fingertips. Yancey there to help ensure that ball found the turf. Good play, though, to try to counteract the blitz sent by the Jaguars. 2nd and 10 with motion all the way across. Allen throws into a congested group, but it's Coleman getting the grab. I already talked about how big he was in that previous game. We'll see if the Jaguars can find a response to him as they hand it off down the middle. Easy stop there from Devin Lloyd. Though a gain of 4 for the Bills, as 64, one of their offensive linemen a bit banged up on the play. For now, he'll make his way to the bench. Buffalo Bills just in front of the midfield line. It's 2nd and 6 as they hand it off. Trying to find space, a little truck move there. 5v5, and now an injury here up front. It's Mason Smith. He got a bit banged up last game too. Missed about the whole second half. Makes his way to the sideline here with a 3rd and 3. Play action, throws open, first down for the Bills at the 38. So far out the gate, they've looked to both their top receivers from that last game. Tolbert with the grab there. And jumping early, this should be a free play for the Bills, and could have been bigger, but tripping over the down defender. We'll see what they decide to do here. And surprisingly, they do actually take that penalty, make it 1st and 5. It could have been 2nd and 3. Motion into the backfield here with a throw down the seam, but off the mark again from Josh Allen. And the last 2 attempts on that same kind of throw were open. 2nd and 5. It ends up working in favor here of Jacksonville as they hand it off to 5. He gains nothing. And checking in down at the sideline, we are being told that Cook is going to be held out of this game. Was questionable heading in. Didn't feel good during warm-up, so it will be Jones from here on out. Throw is outside and converting. They've got Kincaid down to the 8. A gain of 25 on 3rd. So far today, we're seeing the top defense here in the league struggling against the Bills' offense. There's too many weapons for them to try to navigate. as they do get the good stop there down the middle. Cisco with a clean tackle this time. Previously, Jones had flattened him through that tackle. But second and goal then. It'll be two spread to both sides. Throwing outside, Kincaid finds that pylon. Yancey not able to bring him down prior to the goal line. Bills steady march down the field here and take an early lead in the AFC Championship on the 5-yard out to their tight end. That puts Jacksonville in a hole here pretty early out the gate. They took up about 4 minutes there of that first quarter. Jacksonville will head out here starting at the 29. And it's Etienne in the backfield. And they go his way. Play one and the double blitz from the linebackers. That's going to hit. Not quite the welcome back we were looking for there from Etienne. No gain and now spread empty with second and 10. Polk, he's already having a dance, but he finds space outside, sliding down with that first down gain. Of course, in that last game, Polk did have a touchdown on the ground. First and 10. All the way on the outside, we got Thomas, Baker, and Addison that way as well. Thomas, though, he's got a step, looking to drop this one in, and he squeezes it. He had some drop issues in that last game, the divisional round. Not out the gate here, and Jaguars, they go hurry up off of it with a massive hit, but again, squeezing the ball, Sexton. You kind of hope your quarterback doesn't leave your tight end out to dry like that, especially with Sexton's history with injuries. Second and 6 as they look to continue going to the air here. Polk scrambles, picking up that first down before tracked down by Russo at the 13. A strong start to this drive for Jacksonville as he gets into it a little bit there with Adams. But a first and 10 here inside the 15 I form. It's Etienne. And he's got a gain this time, 4 yards to the left side. Like to get him a touchdown in this one as that welcome back present. See if they go his way here with second and 6. Hard count will be a free play. Throw in the slant, and it's a touchdown instead to Jordan Addison. You can decline the penalty as Jacksonville gets down the field in a much quicker fashion and ties this game up. And we'll look to see if the defense can build off of that momentum from their offense and show up a little bit this drive. Bills start back at the 29 with a quick throw underneath. They get 5 to Tolbert. We're seeing a little bit more of some underneath play out the gate here for the Buffalo Bills. Very much a team that can spread things downfield as well when the passes are hitting. Though they go to Jones here, taken down short. Good tackle in open field. Credit that one to Terrence Yancey. And a double A-gap look here for the Jacksonville defense on 3rd and inches. As they bring a little bit of some heat and jarred that ball free. Walker dropped back into coverage. And Perry was unable to hold on to it, just as Perry is unable to get up here with assistance. Jacksonville, though, forces that 3 and out, and they get their ball over to their offense with a long field in front of them. Starting back at the 18, it's 2 to left-hand side here for Polk. 2 tight ends in. We'll throw to one of them underneath. That's going to be Poole with a little bit of speed. Turns about a 4 or 5 yard gain into 12 and a first. The talent on this offense, it runs deep, about 3 to 4 at receiver. Just about the same at tight end. You'd even say the same for the running backs as well, as Polk tries to run out here, but just inevitably tosses it to the bench. It was good flow, though, from the big fella of the Bills to stay step for step. Should be the final play, though, of the first quarter here with a second and 10. As they go Etienne on the screen, puts that spin move on. He's got the first down. He tried to slip underneath those tacklers, but it's a big gain to the 44 as we end the first quarter here of your AFC Championship. Game is tied up 7 apiece. A touchdown on the first drives for both teams. Jacksonville, though, responded with a 3 and out, their second go on defense. Meanwhile, as we get the second quarter underway, Buffalo Bills, their second time out. And close to the midfield logo here is Jacksonville. With a fresh set of downs, we'll throw short. They've got Poole again and a second first down. Count that, a gain of 12 and a gain of 11 on first downs this drive alone. 2+ side at the 45. Play action rolling. flipping this one out. They've got ETN with space as he hits that back juke. Gonna pick up maybe an extra yard or two. That puts Polk at 100 through the air. For ETN, it's got him well involved out the gates. Keeping with that heavy tight end look here, leaving the receivers on the sideline. It's wide open right side, and the juke that nearly sent him. ETN with another first down, that time via the ground. And if the receiver on the outside and Thomas got the block, it could have been a house call. The 1st and 10 here. And throwing underneath, that's going to be Addison, who will take contact as he exits the field of play. And that's going to be a flag. Pretty soft one. We've really seen far worse, but we'll take that one. Adding on at the end. 1st and goal now at the 7. And it'll be a keeper here. ETN down to the 1. They got fancy with it. Looked like they had a read option called there. Trying to make sure the Bills stay true. With a 2nd and goal. And it's a draw. ETN taken down for a loss. No one got a hand on the man on the outside. What they did have was some man-on-man, though, on the outside with the pass option. 3rd and goal, and back to shotgun. Here is Polk. Hard count doesn't work. Flip this one outside, and ETN, I don't think ever saw it. The throw also came in low. But Polk is saying, stay on the sideline. We got this, coach, and Coach Boston will let them go here. 4th and goal. Hard count again, no one jumps early. Pass across the middle is wide open. Adams gave too much space to Baker. And Jacksonville takes the lead. A few minutes in here to the 2nd quarter at home, looking to send themselves to the Super Bowl. But right now, 2.5 quarters, and the Josh Allen-led Buffalo Bills stand in their way. With 4:51 still to go here in this first half, a good return has the Bills set up at the 40. As they'll look to start through the air and getting to the outside just barely. And taking a while to get down is Perry. He's the same man who struggled to catch the ball and stand up after their last 3 and out. 1st and 10 plus side has more motion. Going all the way across, looks like man coverage to match. As they pick up the blitz well and off the hands, Perry. Darian Jones really didn't have to do much on that play. 2nd and 10 as they remain at the 47. 5 brought here by Jacksonville. And bailing run, he shakes one. Big hit comes in. Mason Smith, they're kicking that ball around until Hall can jump on top of it. Jacksonville with a big play here on defense. After they missed their first sack, the big old DT who's been shaken up just levels Allen. Hall's able to get on top of it just in front of Jones, who was coming diving in. It's Jacksonville ball plus side at the 41. They could go up 2 scores here. 4:04 remaining in the first half of play. Snapping that ball with 2 seconds to spare. Rolling outside and then throwing that one kind of away. Might have been able to try to get a high lofted pass to the outside there on Addison, but it was covered pretty well. Ball hits the turf, and it's 2nd and 10. As ETN looks for that cutback, but a good stop down the middle. Carter and company. I'll leave Jacksonville needing 10 here on 3rd as the Bills try to respond with a quick stop after the turnover. It'll be Jeff Polk trying to convert here. With a lofted throw outside. Too tall for Baker. A little bit of some unnecessary touch in there as well. Baker clearly not too happy about that, but the refs do not flag it after we've seen some soft calls. But a long field goal attempt here for Cam Little. 58. And he might have been able to book that one from 60. Extend that lead with a field goal coming off the turnover. You would hope for a touchdown, but you can't argue against a 2-score lead. I'll put a little pressure on the Bills here as well. That's typically where Jacksonville has done their best work on defense, is when the other offense is pressing a little hard. Just as hard as that hit was down at the knees of Kincaid. He very much remains the safety net here for Josh Allen if the legs can't escape. 1st and 10 as he moves into that fullback spot. Pressure builds as the pass is out. Emerson will get the tackle with a first down to Tolbert. These are the kind of quarterbacks that can make the Jacksonville defense pay when they just get that ball out in time and make it a clean throw. Though it looks like Mason Smith going to be flagged on this one. Forced the sack fumble last time, gives up the free 5 and makes it a 1st and 5 at the 38. As they hand it off to Jones, it's a swarm on the defense, no gain. Jacksonville, they sent the blitz on the right-hand side. No adjustment coming from Allen, so a good play there. Takes us through the 2-minute warning. For the 2nd and 5. And the Bills throw, it should have been a pick. Campbell right place, but the ball just a little low. Well, that leaves the Bills still needing 5 yards here on 3rd. They got the first 5 with the penalty. Motioning across here is their receiver from right to left. Big fella drops into coverage, throws outside, and caught for the first down by Perry. I don't know about that. We'll love to see a second look here. Josh puts it only where his receiver was going to get it. But did he get those toe drags? Let's take a look here. And yes, he does. A beautiful catch. I'm sure Coach Boston was wondering if he needed to pull that challenge flag, but no. Great catch, Perry, with next to no extra space out there. And just again, Allen sneaks it by. Perry now down to the 3. These cover guys just act a millisecond faster. We're looking at 3 interceptions already today. 1st and goal, though, here for the Bills. Throwing outside, and the spin move gets the Bills back on the board. It's a field goal game. 1:08 left here in the first half of play, though 3 timeouts remain for Jacksonville. Definitely give some props to the Bills, narrowly executing play after play on that drive. 1:04 is the official time here as they take the field. At the 27, you want to get at least something on the board here before the break. And they've got Poole for another first down. Make this one about 17 and out of bounds. He's been a big threat in this game. Already 3 first down grabs off the field here as they go spread empty. It'll be Polk trying to find a big play downfield. Squeezing that one into Thomas. However, there is a flag down as this one will be coming back. And get Rashawn Hartwell with yet another penalty in the playoffs. Backing him up to the 34. It's 1st and 20. They look to go to the air here. And a lofted pass that's caught. Jordan Addison, first down and a timeout. That ball had to have slipped out of the hands of Polk. There was an open receiver coming across the middle, though that one looked to be way too far downfield for him. But I guess there's your luck. Jordan Addison with another tip grab. He had a touchdown on one of those earlier this season. Polk stepping up here. He's got them inside field goal range as he slides down at the 34. Second timeout called comes in by Coach Barrington. Leaves Jacksonville 41 seconds and 34 yards away from that end zone. Definitely in field goal range. Got to make sure you play clean, though. Can't allow any more penalties to take away some big plays. As that one will just be thrown away. Safe play. Got downs, you've got time to play with here. You don't have to force it, especially before halftime where you're up 17-14. Single high safety, though, for the Bills. Hard count, not a free play. As that one is tossed up for Addison, one-on-one and covered well. Well, at this point, if you're Coach Boston, you're thinking right now you got to focus on getting that first down. With a 3rd and 10 at the 34, they're going to send Thomas to the right, Baker to the left. Hard count again, though no one jumps. And underneath, you're going to have Sexton picking up that first down, but the final timeout is off the board now with 26 to spare. That means if you're Jacksonville, you're taking shots to the end zone or plays that'll get you out of bounds. At the 23-yard line, it's trips to the right-hand side for Polk as he lets this play develop. And trying to get rid of it there late. It looked like he was trying to orchestrate something with Baker. They had a 1v1 setup. The play was originally designed for an out route. Could have tried to turn things up perhaps a little bit earlier. Poole in motion here, right to back to left. As they look to go towards the end zone here. Another flag comes down as that one's broken up for Sexton. And it's another holding call on Jacksonville. This time Luke Bacon called with a hold as the boos rain down, pushing him back to the 33. Already hit a 58-yarder today. And now with encroachment down the middle on Carter, we can move 5 yards closer. The crowd seems to be much more happy about that one. Some praise coming in as the clock moves down about 5 seconds to snap. Empty set here for Polk as he lets that one fly to Addison, just too tall for anyone to get a touch of it. Tell you what, there was a whole lot of contact, though. The refs decide not to flag anyone. 3rd and 15, you're inside field goal range here. Hard count, no one jumps in. Pressure builds. Throwing this one out. Flag is down. You sure hope you're not going back any further, but it appears you are. You get Travis Etienne trying to help out his quarterback, but declined the penalty, leaving 5 seconds. And an easier shot here from Little, who will just send it down the middle. Not the touchdown you were hoping for, getting down here so quickly, but the Bills stand, and we just add on 3. So taking us to halftime from there, it is 22-14 in your AFC Championship. Jacksonville in front of the Bills in what has been a good battle back and forth, both teams making some big plays. But as we got the 1-5 battle over on the AFC side, it's the 2-6 side over on the NFC. Place your bets. Is it going to be the Lions or is it going to be the 49ers? As we return back to our game, look to get the second half underway. It is a boot through. Set back to return is Green. And he'll cut back to left. Space opens up down the middle. He finds the right hash and has plenty of track speed at the 10-5 touchdown Duval. An immediate answer for the Jacksonville Jaguars, finding that touchdown they could not find before halftime, but it opens up a 2-score lead. Mark it 26-14. And we say 26 because the offense is staying put, trying to make this a 14-point game. It's Polk and the offense trying to get that 2-point try. Covered well, Polk though bounces to the outside, and he's got space to find 2 more. Make it 28-14. And a hot start here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Getting a touchdown on the board with a 2-point try, all before their offense really even hits the field. Well, I sure hope you got your popcorn, hot dogs, and drink quickly, because this second half started off quick with the Bills taking over down at the 32. Down 2 touchdowns, quick throw here and then dumped by Hall. However, it looks like Josh Hines Allen a little bit shaken up here with an issue with that arm. Will make his way to the tunnel. Now for Jacksonville, Ellis missed time last week with an injury, came back this week, and now he's might be out there for the remainder. A little bit of Griffey mixed in. Kincaid with another catch for a first down to the 46. Allen has been hitting these passes quickly, narrowly avoiding defenders at the same time. Jones cuts back and spins off the Cisco tackle, though help arrives with a penalty coming in late. And it looks like they're going to get a massively late holding call. In fact, they get that 6 yards downfield, so it's 1st and 14 then. Allen looks to get back to the air here, and outside, wide open. There goes Tolbert by the speed of Cisco. A bad angle, and the Bills answer off the penalty. And the kick 6 from Jacksonville to get the second half underway. Back to a 1-score game as Emerson just sat too flat in his coverage. No safety help over the top. Well, that does get Polk and the offense out here for their first real drive. Only had that 2-point try play this half. We've already had 2 touchdowns, only a couple minutes off the board. Etienne following those blocks, a patient run. He'll pick up 6. He's been a big part of the second half of the Jacksonville Jaguars games this year. We'll see if that inevitably becomes the same case. As Polk steps up here, he will weave back and slide down. That's been a big part of Jacksonville's plan in this game, or at least that's a plan from Polk. As if they step to the outside, open up that middle, he will take whatever they give him. Might need to get rid of this one, though, and he will just in front of the defender. That might be at the dismay of the Bills. They're going to say Etienne was in the area, so not intentional grounding. But a 2nd and 10 as they hand it off to Etienne. He is stood up Actually going to give him a gain of about half a yard. I feel like that might be another one you could argue with, but not going to pay off for you this time. 3rd and 9. Hard count does not work. Jacksonville, they need to find the first down here. Throwing it out to Addison, but he does not squeeze it. It falls through his hands there at the end. He thought he had it till he hit the ground. But it doesn't appear the referees agree. Addison did miss some time on that drive with a shoulder strain. Perhaps that's why. But it's back over to the Bills with a great stop on the edge. About 3 different Jacksonville players there, including Griffey. And both he and Ellis will be taking over for Josh Hines-Allen as he is out the remainder of this game. One of the best pass rushers leaving the playoffs. 2nd and 11. And bringing the blitz, passes out and finds Kincaid just by the diving defender. Emerson, though, with great pursuit, will drag down Kincaid. But it's another play Josh Allen is just sneaking away with. Nearly a sack, nearly a broken up pass, if not a pick. And now we see some early jump in here, and they're going to give that to Jacksonville. An extra 5 for the Bills. Just some sloppy play there when you lose your focus and start to think too much on what the refs are doing or not doing and just slightly missing your coverages. 1st and 5 for the Bills. As Allen looks to tuck and run, and it's the spy coming in from Hall. Great job there from your off-ball linebacker. Looked like Jacksonville was running some man coverage, and he just didn't have a man to cover, so opened up for him. One hand grab Kincaid. He also shakes 2 tacklers, but goes backwards. Only a gain of about 2, maybe 3. That doesn't take away from the smooth hands there from the big fella. 3rd and 5 at the 15. Bills need this first down here. They need a touchdown. Motioning across. Allen looks to scramble as he shakes 1-2 and spun down by Walker. It's a first down for the Bills. He's a tough man to bring down. And that's a big first down here for Buffalo. Setting him up goal to go at the 9. And looking to go back to the air here, or actually looking to get outside. Got to make a play. Big hit comes in Yancey and levels Allen at the 2. That's what just pure utter shock looks like. Allen thought he had that no problem, and Yancey, he stood up. However, Bills will have it on the next play. It's Jones down the middle, and we've got a tied ball game in the 3rd. That's just how quick these games can flip around on you. We were just celebrating a 2-score lead with that kick 6 to start the half. Now we're leveled up here as the offense takes the field, starting just behind the 30-yard line. And it's a tight ace set. Handing this one off, it's Etienne. Not able to really find space as there was a gap on the right side of the line. The run game has been a little bit hit or miss throughout this game. Counted as a gain of 2. It's 2nd and 8 here for Jacksonville as they go a little bit of some play action. Open across the middle and hold on to. That's going to be a catch by Thomas. Just as everyone seemed to be dropping passes in the last game and at the start of this one, a couple key grabs in this one. As Etienne slips out of the tackle and can't quite break away from McGee, but picks up 8. He's sitting only less than 3.5 yards a rush, though. Should be the final play of the quarter here, as it's Etienne looking to get outside, but couldn't seal the edge. There was Sexton. And that sends us to the break with a 3rd down as we open up the 4th quarter. But a lot of action here spread throughout has us tied up here 28-28 in your AFC Championship game. If you're the Bills, you're really banking on getting a stop here to open up the 4th quarter. Perkins in the backfield. It's a weak eye. And that's some beautiful blocking. Perhaps a little bit too beautiful. Refs interfering again here. Just so many holding calls here. Who's to tell if they're true or not? You can call it on just about every play. But 3rd and 12. First hard count doesn't work. 2nd, that will be a free play, though, for Jacksonville if they need it. And they're going to need it as it's another drop from Addison battling injury. Coach Boston, he'll accept that penalty then. Get the 5 yards. It's 3rd and 7. As the cameraman having some fun work here. I don't even know what's happening, but open. That's going to be Addison holding on this time. What are you doing to us, Madden? We can't have that nonsense here in playoff football. But Polk and the offense get the job done here as they're taking their time as well. Some play action this go around. Wide open downfield and getting scrunched is Addison. He drops another and another holding call. Coach has got to have a word with the man in the stripes out there. Check their pockets. 1st and 20. As they go ETN out here on the screen, a couple blocks downfield as he bursts through. He's got the first down, puts the spin move on Adams. No yellow in the backfield. It's 1st and 10 to the 21. And just a massive play there from number 1. Has us just outside the red zone. Safety walks down here. They don't hit that pass quick, they'll let it develop. That's Thomas for the lead. And a second touchdown here today. Makes it 35-28. 6:15 to go in the 4th quarter. And now is when you really got to start locking things down on defense. Too many plays have slipped by this Jacksonville defense. Starting at the 24, it'll be to the air with a check down to the backfield that will be a loss of 3. Hall is all over Jones. Now we do got to give Hall a little bit of some credit coming in here, and he's put together a pretty good playoff set so far. We haven't called his name too much throughout the year. This is where you need guys to start to shine as that one's fired in. Finding Coleman, we haven't called his name in a while. He primarily matched up against Jerry and Jones today. He's locked him down. 3rd and 7. And that's just a massively delayed offsides there, or encroachment coming from Alford. The hard count from Josh Allen was about 5 minutes pre-jump, so I don't know, you might need to call something on some checks perhaps coming from the center. Sounds too much like a snap count. That throw, though, is way too low. 4th and 2. And the Bills pull their offense off the field. No biscuit for them. You got to go for it sometimes in these scenarios. They were backed up too deep, didn't trust it. It's over to the offense at the 18 with the lead. You want to run some clock here and a good run to start the drive. Now the Bills defense came into this game only allowing the 2nd least amount of yards. We're already over 300 with plenty more to go here. As it's ETN. Spin move that time. Not gonna work. 3rd and 4. Really right now what you're focused on is just getting that 4 and an inch. To get that first down. You don't need anything fancy here. As a flag gets called, a hard count is going to back them up. They get ETN shifting early there from Polk. So now 3rd and 9, making things more difficult here for the Jaguars. Try that hard count again. No one jumps, at least not too much. And that ball won't get there. Both defenses with a quick stop, leaving hope here for the Bills. Especially thanks to all the penalties. And for Allen and the Bills, it will be a shorter field starting at the 40. Though they do need a touchdown, field goal does not help them out. They get motion all the way across in Tolbert. And then switching outside, jumping in it is Campbell. Finally making the play. The defense has been so close so many times today. But that one is just a split second late for Perry. And Campbell gets the pick. Getting the ball back over to the offense as they look to run some clock and find the dagger. And it begins at the 48. 3 tight end set here for Jacksonville. It's ETN in the backfield. Looking for a lane, but good flow down by the safeties. That's where you got to be able to make some adjustments on your play calls. The running game is going to be there. You still need something that will be sure. As Polk steps up, he'll gain at least 1, though rolled on by the big old DT. You can be sure he felt all of that. Brown checks into the game here as they snap that ball just before the whistle. Throwing outside, Brown is close, but he does not have it. About 1.5 yards, maybe 2 short of the line to gain. The clock stops, obviously, with a 2-minute warning, but the offense stays on the field here, and it looked like, once again, the cameraman tried to mess with our Jaguars. Not going to be the case. Hard count, no one jumps. 4th and a gamble, and it's a first down with a flag down. Come on now, referee. We'll just send you to a safari, looking like a zebra. A massive blow there, as it looked like that was the play needed. 4th and 11, and Jacksonville stays on the field here, as they will get 5 yards closer with that hard count. Gonna force the Zebras to call it our way, too. With a now 4th and 6. Once again, staying on the field, it is Polk and the offense. Hard count 1, no one jumps. Hard count 2, no one jumps. And now you got to wonder here, do you snap that ball, risk something here, or punt it away? Well, Etienne couldn't hold his water, so it will be a punt. Once again, the refs seemingly bail out the Bills and keep this a game inside the 2-minute warning. 1:42 to play with. Bills just threw an interception their last drive, but find their target. That's Kincaid, who slips the tackle. Yancey in pursuit. Can he catch up? Yes, he will, but down inside the 10 as the Bills call their first timeout. Right now, the Bills trying to send this at least to overtime. First and goal, and magnificent blocking. Allen couldn't keep his feet. He falls down at the 1 through the hit, but he has them mere inches away. With motion, that's Kincaid in the backfield. D-line shifts. They bring the blitz. Allen throws, and tying the game is Kincaid. 47 seconds to go. The Bills get the job done as the first down was called back by the referees on what should have been the ceiling play for Jacksonville. They've got to get that out of their head. With 42 seconds to go, you start back at the 30. You have all 3 timeouts. A field goal will send you to the Super Bowl. They got to make sure they use up their time here wisely. Getting that out to Brown with speed, and he will get out of bounds. But we need the opposite 40, not about a 4-yard gain. Or actually, it wasn't even a 4-yard gain. They mark it a gain of 2. As they go 3 spread to the right-hand side, though tight Sexton, Thomas to the left, single high safety. And downfield, swatted away, intended for Thomas. Johnson breaks it up. Has Duval a little bit back on their heels here. 3rd and 8, you got to make sure you get the first down. Hard count, no one jumps. Polk throws, tight window, and dropped by Thomas. He had it, and then he tried to put a move on, dropping it in the process. And at this point, you've got a punt. Jacksonville fans, I'm sure right now, feeling absolutely robbed, but their defense has to come out here and make a stop with 22 seconds to go. Handing that ball off and just about giving up, and indeed giving up the first down. Not going to see where they need for that field goal. I would expect also probably around that 40-yard line. As it's 1st and 10, picked off Devin Lloyd at the 40. Josh Hines Allen threw it straight to him, and he's just chilling on his way down to the end zone. And all Jacksonville has to do here is maybe get a yard or 2 closer and set up little to send them to the Super Bowl, but a flag comes in. Referees, get out of this game. They've gone far beyond what they should in games like this. 11 seconds to play, you need field goal range. Rolling outside. And nearly throwing your own pick. Well, that leaves you 6 seconds. You need to get probably, again, around that 40-yard line as quick as possible. You've got some timeouts you could use. Hard count doesn't work there. Stepping up, there goes Polk. He's got to get down, but they keep him up as he tried to slide. It's overtime here in Jacksonville. And right now, Twitter would be exploding with conspiracy theories. Honestly, those theories might not be completely wrong. This game might be left up to a coin flip here. We all know Josh Allen hasn't been all too lucky with those. Jaguars win the toss. We will receive. So just where we thought the fourth quarter was do or die time, apparently not. Referees had something else up their sleeves here for some extra money for the NFL. Free advertisement time, and ETN just got blown up right down the middle. Hardy feels like Jacksonville might have to pull out a couple new tricks here to get something going. 2nd and 9, it's empty set. And nowhere to go. The pressure builds down the middle. It is Sweat setting up a 3rd and 14. With a celebration like that, you just got me thinking about Terry Crews up here. But Jacksonville, they got to dial things in here. They need a big play, and a free play it'll be. Stepping up, throwing, and finding Jordan Addison. It's a 1st down to about the 47. You can decline this penalty. I could already think of a few guys who will not be attending that Super Bowl here today. And it's the men in that white and black stripes. 1st and 10. Throwing this one lofted, finding Sexton. And that's going to be another 1st down here for Jacksonville. Trying to build off their momentum. They're going hurry up. Safety walking down, though. And it looks like Polk sees him. Adjusting that offensive front. And then that one's going to get picked off. He took a hit as he throws. Bills take over. It looked like he was loading up for Addison, who only had one to cover him deep downfield. Bills bailed out by their DT, who got the pressure. And that leaves it then to our defense to try to keep us in this game. Bills can now walk it off with a field goal. As they start with a run, and stacked up, Mason Smith holds the front. And it could be a huge time here for another interception from this defense. 2nd and 10. Outside and caught. 1st down, Perry to the 47. That's going to be pretty close to their field goal range. Jacksonville with a stacked front here. Pressure forces an errant throw. 2nd and 10. For Duval here, you got to be a little bit risky with your calls, but you also don't want to give up anything cheap. 2nd and 10. Motion turns into a stack over on the left-hand side, and the pressure will send them well out of field goal range. It's Emerson. Now, you just can't give up anything cheap here on 3rd and 21. Back at the 42. It's empty set here for the Bills, as they only have a few guys actually go out on a route. That ball is out, and jumping on it is Kincaid. Losing a couple more. 4th and 28. They will now have to punt. Defense shows for Jacksonville. And it's Rakeem Griffey forcing that sack fumble. Offense takes over back at the 22. We need a clean drive here and to get out of here before the refs can wreck anything else. ETN on the screen, hits the cut, and he's down to about the 38. I'd love to see a few more plays like that set up the go-ahead field goal. 1st and 10 at the 38. Keeping with that same look, it's ETN dancing around the right-hand side. Patience is the running back, rolling, surfing over the down bodies to the 49. How about that celebration? Looking like a sculpture. Has us plus side. 1st and 10. It's Perkins in the backfield. He follows behind Quinn Miners with another solid gain of 8. That's got the Jaguars just about a yard away from field goal range. They keep with the same look. Got to be clean here. Don't need penalties. Don't need turnovers. And it's Perkins getting that 1st down. Clock then rolls inside. 2.5 to go before, I don't know what. You got to keep going at some point. You got to have a winner here. Play action, roll, throw. Addison gets the grab, trying to shake some defenders. He goes down at the 24. That takes us inside 2 minutes then in OT. Sticking with that same look, it's still Perkins. And drifting back here and rolling all the way outside. There goes your quarterback for a gain of 4. Interesting setup on a screen. That has them on the right hash here at the 21. ETN checks back in. You just got to figure they're looking to set this up down the middle with maybe about a yard closer Out will come Cam Little. But of course, they're going to try to ice the man. Timeout called, but to send us to the Super Bowl, it is all up to Little for the go-ahead field goal, and he's got it down the middle. Buffalo will not upset our Jacksonville Jaguars. The referees will not upset our Jacksonville Jaguars. And whatever fishiness was going on behind the scenes here will not upset our Jacksonville Jaguars. They get the job done, and they're headed back to the Super Bowl to defend their previous Super Bowl win. But if you like close games and good battles, this one had it all for you. Some back and forth, high scoring, but still big plays coming in from the defense. Make sure you show your team some love. Jacksonville is headed to the Super Bowl. But that Super Bowl will be without Josh Hines Allen, who tore his labrum in that game. So we're really going to rely a lot on Raheem Griffey as well as Ellis in the Super Bowl to make sure we go back to back. And for us to do that, we've got to take down the 9-8 Detroit Lions. It was a terrific showing for them in the playoffs. They sneak in as the 6th seed, not even the 7th seed. That was the Falcons over on the NFC side. But the Lions came in and they beat Philadelphia 28-24 behind a fourth quarter comeback. They then played the top seed in the Buccaneers. And despite a fourth quarter comeback, they snuck out of that one with a 21-18 win, sending them into the NFC Conference Championship. And there, in overtime, won the game 44-38. So if you liked a lot of football, it was championship weekend for you that you were celebrating. Overtime on both sides with 3 touchdowns scored in overtime. Your season finale will be next time against the Lions on Wednesday. Make sure you're here for it by hitting that bell icon in the bottom right or scrolling down and tapping that sub button. Also make sure you're hitting that bell icon as well so you're notified of when those videos go live and when all these videos go live. We also got the Stanford Cardinal in the playoffs as well. You don't want to miss that on Monday. And then Cha-Cha Vaz, he's had an up and down time, but go support him as well as he is doing far better than anyone else on the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll see you around the horn with Super Bowl up next against the Detroit Lions, looking to go back to back.